You were very hard on the brothers one time, right? I heard you
Hmm.
saying that every black man should, especially black men without children, if I'm correct.
Hmm.
Paraphrasing. I want to
I
be
know what you're about to
clear,
say.
right?
Yeah.
Paraphrasing. Every black man without children should be mentoring some child, right?
Hmm.
I agree and disagree.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I know too.
I agree in regards to yes, brothers should be putting more work in and spending more time actually helping.
Hmm.
I disagree with the reality of the capability of brothers doing that.
Hmm.
What I've learned in my short life is that people who are highly skilled, highly talented, highly determined forget other people don't have that. And I see that in you,
Hmm.
right? You have the Marine vibe, you have the intellect, you have all these things. So it's kind of unrealistic to even, that's the part I disagree with. It's
Yeah.
unrealistic to go ask the next man that can't even take care of himself to go give back to someone else,
Correct.
right? So,
So my throw with that is to men who are complaining about the community, and who have issue with said community. If you haven't said issue, what are you doing? And the first,
He's saying, men without children. So he got real specific. But either way, he says men without children should come into the community and be role models. Go to Bonquisha and some of these women in the hood and say, "Let me take your son under my wing." And that's such a complex thing that it ain't even, first of all, it ain't gonna happen because the women are too hung up and they're gonna be trying to sleep with these men. They're already down bad, so they need bills paid, stuff like that. I've known men. I've seen videos, and I know men who've done stuff like this. And at some point, the mom end up hitting on them, so they jeopardize their own children. So
If
I
they're,
don't
but
like the
if
way
they're,
you said that.
would you say, pick me?
I ain't like that because they be sharking at the single moms as a single mom raising a boy who been on basketball and football. I don't be in their
Yeah.
face, they be in my face. I can
Well,
come
I
over and help them out with some extra moves.
right,
No.
right. Yeah, I think that that's also, although, yeah, we want to, yeah, I get what Gavin is saying. Like, I could totally see a single mother hitting on a quality, great black man because that's admirable. She should. I mean, I'm not gonna say she should be hitting on him, but that's better than her hitting on somebody else. Women are supposed to be hypergamous by nature, and don't get triggered, guys. Let me finish. Hypergamy is not necessarily money. The Western world has made it that. Hypergamy is when you admire and look up to a man. And when you see a man doing that within his community, it's very attractive. Just like my little baby, I hate to use it, but the money when he gave, it was like, man, that's very noble of him. Like he didn't
generous.
have to do that. So it was a good thing. So back to my point. So I think with what he said, urban league. And when you have different different social groups where men come together and they're examples for little boys in the hood who don't have a dad around, yes, that's amazing. And I think it goes back to let the women get the women together. And I know a lot of women don't like hearing that because we as women, we don't have a lot of good examples right now of leadership. And let the men get the men together. Don't worry about if she gonna try to sleep with said man. That's okay. He'll have the willpower to not do it. So I think it would be good. I think it could be, some people could say it's far-fetched, but the Black Panthers did it. The Black Panthers did it in the 70s when men were still very masculine. I love the man of the 70s, by the way. That's my ideal man without the drugs. So I wish we can get back to that, but I think it's very possible if the women get more morals and stop being so wild, and if the men can get more admirable and care more about the community instead of the individual.
So when y'all say because the first question I thought was, are black men responsible for black women behaviors and stuff? But when you be thrown out when men were masculine and admirable, what is women now? Because women was they
Wild.
had
Not all, but
let me put this out because here's the thing though, right?
Sensitive women as
Women
well.
get treated women getting treated differently because women don't act the same way like the women back then. When you all you gotta do is just go off the music. When you listen to Sade and Whitney Houston, you can tell in their music, they tone and their voice, women was totally different from the women of today. Only thing women talks about now, every time they have a conversation with a man is always sex. Women be bringing up sex way more than men do. Like women don't have no
who started
substance no
that,
more.
Jay?
So, but what I'm saying
Who
is y'all
started
expect for
that?
men. Y'all expect for men to be this admirable men to women that's not. It just don't have no substance. Women of today do
Who
not have no
started that,
substance.
Jay? I'm asking you. Who started that trend of degrading?
I want to say this before I lose my point, Crystal. I would say when you keep talking about should black men do it? Yeah, if you want to be kind, but I truly believe, and y'all women gonna get offended when I say this. When you think
Been
about the
offended by
black
everything you
community,
said.
and when you think about the black community and these black boys been raised up by their moms, I think at that point, the people who she should be going to is her leader, and her leader was the government. If you'd have chose a black man to leave when them kids was at birth, we would have been mentoring them. They would have been already correct. They probably wouldn't even have to be correct. The black fathers would have already been there. But you decided to choose something better because you want to divorce yourself from black man leadership. So you decided to let the government. You decided to let the government lead you. So you need to be going to the government and telling the government to mentor your kids. They the ones been paying. They the ones been taking care of them.
Jay
So that's
Chris
the
have to
government.
have a cutoff because he won't cut off. Like, come on,
That's
we gotta
true.
have
I
a
agree.
dialogue.
I agree,
Right?
Jay. You
Are
got
we
you
in
starting to sound like the queen maker
2023?
up here. You got to land your plane. All right.
Thank you. Okay, I mean, you talking about the
so
government.
many
You think we
points.
want to depend on the
That's your
government?
leader.
Jay
Yes,
Prince, do you
yes.
think
It's
do
Y'all
not
you
want
think
you're
to.
our
women
leader. You're
want
our
to
black
depend?
man. You're our
Exactly.
leader.
We don't want to
You're
depend
our
on
We
the
not.
leader.
government,
No, we are not.
but you're
You
leaving your
are.
family.
But a lot of black
The
women chose
government
the
is your
government though.
leader.
That's
The
because of
government is your
y'all.
leader.
Again, if you took care of your kids, we wouldn't have to go to the government. Common sense, right? Common sense.
What
Black
do you
men
think?
been taking care of
So
their kids
so
way
what
before
kind of
the
men aren't
government
taking
came
care of their
along.
kids?
Stop. You can't speak for all black men. That's the issue.
Black
You
men
can't.
been
You act like
black
you
men
are
been
every
taking
black
care of
man,
their
like
kids
I am
before
every
black.
woman.
The government came for black women in 65. Black men been
Okay,
taking care of their
Jay,
kids
if we gonna
way
have this
before then.
conversation,
And they've
Mr.
been
Walker
leaving
and
too.
Gavin, if we gonna have this conversation, then it's gonna be a deep rabbit hole because either we stay in 2023 or I'm gonna start whipping out the facts. So I'm just saying if we gonna have this conversation, because I can go there. But I prefer to keep it basic and simple because that's the kind of forum this is.
Let me guess
Because we
that
should
black men just left for no reason.
It doesn't matter the reason you left. At the end of the day, you
it's
left, and
many
you left a
parts to
woman.
that.
No,
Exactly.
we was
It's many
forced out.
factors to that.
I don't care what these people saying that we was forced out. But here's the thing with that though.
Forced out of
When,
Nobody
what?
can
What?
when
pull you by your ankles out a door.
And tell you to leave your
damn near
family.
legally they did, and y'all saw the system is still here today that y'all advocating for.
It's unfair to black men, in my opinion, because it actually it's really hurtful. Because when you get down to the core of it, when you talk about the real reason all of this started, y'all, for real, I just watched this video from 1968 in Alabama. Black men have a deep wound from always trying to provide. And when we really get down to the details, black men were seriously trying to provide for a long time, and their jobs were being dangled in front of them like a sick tool
And
by
y'all chose the
the
enemy.
man, and that was horrible, and it hurts. It really hurts. So but that's going to be too many rabbit holes to go down. But ultimately, when we're talking about the late 60s, 70s, that's a different talking point. So that's why I'm saying if we get into this conversation, it's going to go too deep and too many rabbit holes. So if we stay here right now, we can stay on code and stay on topic.
This wasn't going on in the 70s, although the feminism and welfare separated the family unit, because we had 100 years of family unity from the end of slavery to the 60s. We had the family unit. Then you come in the 70s, they understood the power of the black family. So how do we separate and infiltrate a nation? We're gonna go to the women, because women, y'all soothed by things that y'all see.
You
y'all
mean drugs? Drugs.
Wait, hold on.
Hello,
Crystal. No. 70s was feminism. 90s, which all of y'all were probably born in the early 90s, when the drugs came in and took y'all mamas out the house. When it took y'all mamas out the house, it left y'all to your own devices. That's why young women fight so much, because they were put in those positions to be the head of the house. Mama was out there 304. She ain't now. A lot of this can be solved if young women go to the mom and say, "Mama, tell me the truth. How did I get here?
So you saying that? Can I ask you a question?
Listen,
Because I thought drugs came in like 68 in the 70s.
People were smoking a little herb and doing their thing, but when that crack hit the scene,
heroin,
when that crack came in, think about it. A lot of y'all cousins, brothers, uncles were killed by fellow brothers. A lot of these brothers spent 20, 30 years in prison. Now they trying to revamp and come back and make up for that 20, 30 years. So it's a lot of brokenness. It's nobody's fault. It's just the time. Now, the trick of it is today, women gravitate to the voices that speak loudest. Y'all, when y'all hear people saying, we don't need dudes, we don't need this, listen, Black men have always been the footstool. They tell y'all, you don't need a brother. That's the voices. We don't need the brother. But the Black man has always been the footstool, because if you really look at the power of a brother who's stronger, faster, most creative, we make it out of nothing. The one thing that messes us up today is that everybody was raised by the same type of mama and came from a baby daddy. That's the problem.
Yes.
But and that's why I say for men, this is my message always from the 20 years I worked in Illinois, Chicago, West Side, South Side. You can go to any, I was in every neighborhood from Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor Projects to the Wild Huntings. The one thing that I've learned is that now, because y'all chase money. That's a big issue. Y'all chase money, but y'all spend more money. What I've seen is that there's been such a divide, because when the boys in the home raised with mama, she's telling them, your daddy ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit, blah, blah, blah. The girl, she gonna pretty much, you and your mama are cool until you start filling out. But who's buying those outfits? You can take a 17-year-old and a 35-year-old. Y'all got the same uniform for the last 35 years. Everybody's cheeks is out. Everybody's showing their breasts. We don't have to wonder what you look like anymore. We see you down the block strutting it, but then you say, why am I getting this bad attention? Because that's the uniform that women are pushing to each other. Girl, we need each other. It's my biggest message. We need each other. It takes time for you to come into your natural womanhood, because between 17 and 35, you trying all kinds of different stuff. Black women never wore makeup until this but who's spending billions of dollars on makeup? Sisters. Black dude, we gonna go with our moles, we going with our whatever, we gonna deal with it. We gonna make it work. But if you can find a way, especially individual men, when I go to the men, I'm like, look,
what's wrong with makeup? I'm confused. What was that?
Because makeup takes away from your beauty. It doesn't absorb in your skin, because your skin is already made of that dynamic that when you step into the sun, and all y'all can know, when you step into the sun,
I'll say this: there's a lot of
you shine like new money anyway. You shine like new money anyway. You sound like new money when you step into the sun. That's that gene you got. You that's when men like, ooh, that sun look good. They glistening out for you. Makeup starts to run. Y'all don't absorb it. It's not. It was made, because if you go look at history, makeup was for those loose women of Greek.
It was for prostitutes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Egyptians wore makeup.
It may not make sense to you.
None of this makes any sense. You guys are generalizing.
That's not
You guys
I'm not generalizing.
Go ahead,
I'm not generalizing. Only thing I'm saying is this.
That's not true.
If 37%,
y'all go get y'all hair cut, you got jewelry around your neck, you get your beard shaped up. You gotta do stuff to make yourself
That's not makeup though, Tyranny. That isn't makeup, Tyranny.
Operate in our feelings. A man that's trying to be on his purpose can't operate in his feelings.
That's all y'all do. Y'all whine all the time. You cry. We sick of y'all crying.
The guys that you may know in your community community operate
you
like
go.
that.
You and Jay
Yeah.
Prince gave a 10-minute monologue about how much you bitch and you hate women so much. I don't understand. Women on here, we get straight to the point. We telling you what it is.
She think that we
I say
bitching.
these
That
women.
means
I never said I hated
we
women.
ain't getting nowhere.
I never said I
The fact
hated
that she
women.
think that we bitching, that means
If
we're
you
not getting
want-
nowhere. Makeup
I
is
never said I hated
I like
women.
what Trey
it's
had to
highlighted
say.
deceit and insecurity.
Listen, women.
You got
Y'all
to
don't
arch
understand the
yourself to
power
feel
that y'all
beautiful. You are
have
insecure.
because y'all so busy trying to impress each other.
Oh,
Those things are not for men. I'm telling you. Men,
Oh,
we can sit
men,
here and say
men
everything
will
that
if
we
we
don't
put up
want.
two pictures of a woman, even if it's and granted, I can take my makeup is used as a light enhancer. Yes, when a woman has a makeup caked all on her face to where you can't see her natural freckles and things like that, I think it's a bit much. And I think makeup, like I said, men should deal with the men and women should deal with the women. Now women need to listen to what men like. If men collectively say we hate makeup, do not wear it, and when you wear it they don't compliment you as much and things like that, then of course it will be a no-go. And it's based off your man. Like Trey's wife, if his obviously he likes a very natural woman, she don't need to be buying no makeup other than lip gloss. But if you notice that your man is like, damn babe, you look really nice, and you notice, then you have to go based off the individual man. But I just don't like it how it's a constant, it's messed up on both sides. So I just don't like it when it's this constant attack on the black woman. It's like you look and see your black mama who done ruined everything. And it's like, but you're missing the point that it's a balance that needs to be there in a household of male and female.